Welcome to FSG E-Commerce Academy. This is module ECA 001. How hungry are you to succeed? How hungry are you to succeed? This is part 1 of the module. After this part 1, there is a part 2. I'm sure you can see a very ferocious tiger with mouth wide open, seeking something to devour. That's a very important picture for us in this module. It shows the kind of attitude that is required to succeed in this life. So welcome to part 1. In this first part of the module, we are going to examine the following. Number 1, the role of inner motivation in driving success in any area of life. Number 2, why few people succeed in life and most people fail. Number 3, the importance of holding ourselves responsible for the outcomes of our lives. And number 4, case studies of people that achieve success in spite of formidable obstacles on their way in life. How hungry are you to succeed? Now, this is the opening module for all our courses on this platform. The reason for this is simple. Without a strong inner drive and motivation, nothing of note can be achieved in this world. You need a very strong drive. You need a very strong motivation to be able to progress and achieve things in life. All great achievements were accomplished with the ferocity of a hungry tiger. Never with casual attitude to life. In life, there are generally 2 classes of people. Those that are hungry to succeed and those that are indifferent. Very important. Now, those that are hungry to succeed are generally always on the lookout for opportunities. They are positively restless and ready to take action and take risks. They ask questions and try things out. They have a picture of a much better future which they are constantly working towards actualizing. And those that are indifferent are generally reconciled to their circumstances in life. They are just grateful for what life has handed them and just take life as it comes. They believe whatever will be, will be. They see no need for new initiatives or efforts to birth new outcomes for their lives. And that is very unfortunate. They see no need to stretch themselves beyond their comfort zones. They see no need to embrace ideas that are new and strange to them. As far as they are concerned, they are just okay. Their attitude to life is, why bother? Why should I stretch myself? Now, if you sincerely look around yourself, you are going to find these 2 classes of people. They are present everywhere in the world. And you also find that over time, the ones that are hungry to succeed will end up taking charge of affairs, while the indifferent ones play the victim and complain. You find that the ones that are hungry to succeed will utilize most of the opportunities that life handed to them and move forward, while the complacent ones will be blaming God and the economy for the unpleasant outcomes of their lives. You find these realities everywhere and anywhere in the world. You need to realize that making any meaningful progress in this world requires the ferocity of a hungry tiger. Life is a very serious business, but most people approach it very casually. They are just taking things easy and expecting changes to take place in their lives. That is a huge joke. On this platform, this is the first awareness we wish to create in all our clients. Life is a serious business. Whether you are looking for a job or additional income source, please note that life is a very serious business. If you approach life like a serious business, opportunities will open up to you. There are opportunities everywhere, far beyond what you can utilize. But the greatest challenge is that most people approach life very casually and carelessly. They approach life like every other person. They give life minimum push. Yet, they wonder why life is not opening up to them. They make no focused and targeted efforts to succeed at anything. Yet, they wonder why their lives are not moving forward. The question for you, therefore, is how hungry are you to succeed as an individual? How determined are you to make progress in life? What sacrifices are you ready to make progress in life? These are very important questions for every one of us. Today, thousands are out there looking for jobs. Thousands are looking for some more income opportunities. Thousands are hungry and broke, even with their jobs and monthly salaries. Most working people are dissatisfied with their jobs. That's the reality on ground. Now, if you belong to any of these categories, you may think you know the reasons why you are not getting what you want out of life. Most of us think it's because of bad economy, bad government, bad family background, and so on. Yes, each of those things could have contributed one way or the other, but none of them is responsible for your current situation in life. In this 21st century, there are only 3 reasons that can make a person to be struggling financially. Only 3 reasons. And these are: number 1, laziness; number 2, lack of preparation; and number 3, ignorance. If you are struggling financially today, it might be because you are lazy. Yes. And if you are not doing your dream job, it might be because you are not prepared enough. If you are not making enough money, it is likely that you are ignorant. Now, you may not agree that you are lazy or unprepared or ignorant, but that's the beauty of life. Most lazy and ignorant people are not aware that they are lazy and ignorant. Hopefully, in the course of this module, you will find out whether you are right or wrong. Don't assume you have the answer. The great Greek philosopher Socrates summed it up when he said, "Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers." That's a very powerful statement. Now, where do you stand as an individual? When you know you don't have all the answers, it keeps you searching and learning and stretching yourself. That is a lot of the wise and successful people. When you think you already have all the answers, you will not bother about searching and learning. You will be complaining and criticizing and apportioning blames. That is a lot of most people in this world. We hope you don't belong there. Now, the solution. If you are able to successfully tackle the problems of laziness, lack of preparation, and ignorance in your life, you will rise above all the limitations you have been using as an excuse. If you don't want to rise in life, you point to excuses. If you really want to rise in life, no excuse is big enough to keep you down. That is the truth, as we are going to see in some very important case studies. If you think your circumstances in life are unfavorable, please take a look at what other people had to go through and still achieve phenomenal success in their lives. The only difference between these people and the average people is that they made a decision to succeed, no matter the obstacles. Case study number 1, Chief Afe Babalola. I'm sure you'd have seen this man before now. You can see all the great qualifications after his name: SAN, BSc, Econs, LLB Hons, BL, and so on and so forth. You can see him practically on top of the world, smiling very broadly. Now let's take a look at his profile. A well-respected legal luminary in Nigeria and around the world. His law firm, Afe Babalola & Co, is the foremost law firm in Africa. He is the founder of the world-class Afe Babalola University in Ado Ekiti, in Nigeria. He has degrees in economics and law from the University of London, as well as Doctor of Law, LLD. He is a senior advocate of Nigeria. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. He is a fellow of Nigeria Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. He has been bestowed with at least 2 national honors: Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, OFR, and Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON. Quite impressive indeed. Now, looking at where he is today, it is very easy to conclude that life has been very fair to him. He is lucky, he was born with silver spoon, and so on and so forth. But the truth of the matter is that is very far from the truth. He had a very humble and difficult beginning. Definitely far more difficult than your own. He started life in a rural village on the farm. His formal education stopped at primary school, nice standard 6 as it was then. He had no means of proceeding with formal education. Therefore, he embarked on aggressive private self-education. That's very important. Now, every qualification you are seeing today after his name, they were all acquired through private home study. Yes, private home study. And that was in the 1940s and 1950s when life was very narrow, closed, and difficult. There were no telephones, no computers, no internet, no WhatsApp, no Facebook, nothing. All he had was just raw determination to succeed. Now, can you imagine what it takes to study at home to prepare for GC or white papers? You have to compete with students who were taught for 5 years in the classroom. Can you imagine the discipline and sacrifice it takes to stay at home here in Nigeria and study to acquire 2 degrees from the University of London? That was a very serious one. Now, his hunger and passion to succeed did not recognize any of the obstacles that life placed before him. He jumped over all of them. Today, he is an accomplished man, a celebrity. You have far better opportunities in your life today than Chief Afe Babalola had in his own days. You are opportune to have completed secondary school and even attended higher institution. You have access to computers and the internet. You can learn anything you want to learn in the comfort of your room. You have access to telephones, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and countless social media platforms that put the whole world practically on your fingertips. What are you doing with all that? For most of us, the answer is nothing. There is not enough hunger to succeed inside of us. Chief Babalola had enough reason to have failed in his life. Everybody would have reasoned with him. The whole society would have justified him. But he made the decision to succeed. If he succeeded, you also can succeed. Now we have case study number 2, Cosmas Maduka, the founder and CEO of Charis Group. I'm sure you would have come across him before now. Let's quickly look at his profile. He had to drop out of primary school in elementary 3 due to the death of his father. He went to serve his uncle in the spare parts business for some years. At a point in his life, he had to sleep in the passage and in lock-up shop for his accommodation. He started his own business when he fell out with his uncle over some personal disagreements. He later founded Charis Group with his wife. And after years of struggle and years of trial and error and learning, today the company is into automobile, technology, agriculture, food and beverages, and engineering. A very big conglomerate indeed. Now, his formal education ended in primary 3, but his self-education continued. All he was able to achieve thereafter is a product of self-education. If Cosmas can succeed in life, you too can. Case study number 3, Dr. Mensa Otabel. Dr. Mensah Otabil is a pastor, a businessman, and a consultant based in the city of Accra in Ghana. His formal education stopped at secondary school level. He lost his father early in life and could not proceed beyond secondary school in formal education. But that didn't stop him in life. Every other qualification he garnered after that was through self-study, private study. I once listened to him say that there was a time in his life when he was reading the dictionary like a novel. He was reading the dictionary like a novel. You and I know that dictionary is a reference material that you consult to know the meaning of words and how to pronounce them. So for a man to begin to read the dictionary like a novel, it gives you an idea of the kind of passion inside of him and his desire to move forward at all cost. Today, he is the founder and chancellor of a university in Ghana, Central University College. He is also the founder of Otabil & Associates, a consulting firm in leadership and growth. He is a pastor, entrepreneur, and a much sought-after motivational speaker around the world. Dr. Otabil had enough excuse to have settled for a life of mediocrity following the death of his parents. Everybody would have reasoned with him. But his hunger for success overcame all the adversities usually associated with such a tragedy. If Dr. Otabil can succeed, you also can succeed. And finally, we have case study 4, Elon Musk. I want to believe you'd have seen Elon Musk before now. As a child, Elon Musk was fascinated with computers. He taught himself how to code and sold his first software at age 12. He studied economics and physics at the university. For whatever reason, no one was interested in hiring him for a season of his life. No one was interested in hiring him. This forced him to start something for himself. He went through a series of failures and trial and error. Today he's into space exploration and electric cars. Now the beauty in Elon Musk's story is that he is largely self-taught in the highly complex arena of space exploration and electric cars. Self-taught, self-developed. That's a very unusual feat. He kept reading books and studying the direction of his interest. He kept asking questions and getting answers. He encountered a series of near-fatal disasters in his projects. Today, he is one of the richest men in the world. Many more examples. There are many more examples of people like this around us, but we have to just stop here for the sake of time. Please carry out your own research on these people independently to confirm what we are discussing here. You can also find out more examples for yourself for inspiration. This information are openly available on the internet. Now, this is the end of this part 1. And in this first part, we have looked at the following 4 case studies of people that made up their mind to succeed in spite of life challenges and misfortune. Chief Afe Babalola, Cosmas Maduka, Dr. Mensah Otabil, and Elon Musk. In part 2, we are going to discuss the lessons from these case studies and as well give you an opportunity to carry out a personal self-assessment. You'll be able to establish how serious you have been as a person. You'll be able to establish how committed you are to making progress as an individual. You may kindly proceed to part 2 of this module. Thank you very much.